We'll be looking at the competency of leadership. Throughout my entire internship, I found in leadership to be possibly the most straightforward one to show off. This is because to get anything done, I had to show leadership. I had to show initiative to get it done. Personally, I would see myself not maybe as a leader, but would have leadership qualities. When something needs to get done, I'd like to think that I'd be able to step forward and break the mold, as it were. So I've shown leadership pretty much every day, but the three main parts of my internship that I showed leadership the most would have been doing the radio show at Christmas time, doing the Christmas newsletter then, and then doing the magazine after Christmas. I showed leadership with the radio show by coming up with the idea of it. We were in the staff room and the teachers were thinking of something to do that was Christmassy and that would be a bit of fun, so me being a big music fan said maybe we could do a radio show where the classes nominate a song every day, and at the end of every day we play it. And I knew that you'd be able to do it using the intercom, and I was able to look after the technology end of it. So I ended up doing it with an autistic student called Kevin, and again I had to look after him and the technology at the same time, as well as actually coming up with the idea of it. So I showed leadership with that way. Then with the newsletter, again, it was my idea. It was something that me and Dermot had spoken about and that I got the green light to do. So so showing leadership with that would have meant going to Ms. Costello, getting permission about it, asking about whether or not there was any examples I could have used. There was an awful lot of leading involved in that, including setting deadlines, choosing which classes to pick, I should say, to put it all together. I ended up picking 5th and 6th classes just because I felt that they'd be better at sticking to deadlines. So all of that involved standing up and addressing classes and making sure that, like, delegating work and making sure that everybody was sticking to the plan and just working behind the scenes and orchestrating the whole thing. So then I would have had to have personally picked the best ones that were there and then actually formatting it myself. So it showed an awful lot of leadership and initiative in that way. And then secondly, after Christmas, then I did the magazine, and it was the same deal. I needed to get permission. It was mostly in the 5th class that I was in that I got this done. So I addressed the class. I gave them homework to do with a deadline, because that's what needed to be done. For their profiles and stuff, which I'll get into in another video, I drew a stencil for them for when they were drawing their own faces, just because I knew that it would have been a bit difficult and their art skills wouldn't be the best, them only being 9 or 10. Then I would have helped with their art. The art was going into the book. I helped them with that too. And then I ended up basically I had shown the end result to Miss Costello when I had finished the principal, that is, and she basically I ended up giving the 6th class advice on their yearbook that they were doing at the end of the year, because she'd seen mine and she knew that I knew what I was doing. So I ended up having to get a leadership role in that way, just telling them what to do. So that would have been how I showed leadership over the 8 weeks.